Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel and today's video. So, hope you're having a wonderful Sunday so far and that you have had a wonderful weekend. So, let's just dive into today's video. If you are a little bit confused, I did upload a video this Friday with this Nabla palette, the Poison Garden palette. I did my first impression and tutorial. I did a tutorial with it. When I uploaded that video, I actually sat down before it went live and tried to do another look. And it just didn't really turn out the way I wanted to. I'll get more in depth about that later on. But I did get, when my video got published, I did get some comments like, ooh, I'm a little bit iffy on this palette, I might want to get it. Some people said that, oh, I might go ahead and purchase it now, and so on and so on. So I did a pinned comment because I tried the palette off camera, or on camera. You'll see those clips maybe in this video. I haven't really decided how to do this video yet, but I didn't want you guys to buy it because I experienced a lot of problems with it. So I really wanted to sit down and film this today and get this up as soon as possible for everyone that might purchase it to say you might not want to go ahead and do so. I don't think that this palette is any good at all, and we will get into that a little bit, but I just wanted to say that first and foremost. So I'm not saying that you should listen to me only. I think that you should go ahead and watch a bunch of different reviews, maybe tutorials, see how the shade works on other people, and then do a try and make a decision out of that. So in my first impression video, I did a new technique that I have never done before. I tried to wing it out, and the shade supplied a little bit patchy, but I thought maybe that's because I don't really know what I'm doing with this technique. It's new to me, so maybe that's why they are applying a little bit patchy, because it's the shade's fault, and not the shade's fault, I mean maybe it's my fault. But it turns out that this palette is so strange. It's so strange. So let's just hop into yesterday, which was yesterday for me, which was this Friday. I sat down because I wanted to do another look with this palette. So what I did was that I started off with the shade Zodiac, which is a navy blue. I started to apply this in my outer corner. I know that a lot of people does their makeup differently. Some does their transition shades first, and then they go by deeper to their deepest shade that they apply lastly. I mix it up a little bit. I do a bunch of different techniques, but I went in with the shade Zodiac, applied it to my outer corner, blended it out. It blended out very patchy, and I just didn't really like it. So what I did was that I went in with this blue shade then next, and everything just kind of muddied together. They blended out to like a very gray color, and I mean, if you try and blend this out, if you look at it in the pan, it's like a very strong beautiful blue shade, so it should apply to or blend out to a lighter blue. So I just didn't really like how that looked, so I actually wiped it off, and I sat down and I was like, okay, let's do this again. So then I went in with the shade Narrative as my transition shade first, and then I went in with this shade. It blended out to this gray shade once again, and I was like, what is going on here? Is it that these two shades doesn't mesh well together, and that's why they are doing this to me? Or I didn't really know. I got so frustrated that I took my makeup off once again, and I sat down for a third time. I don't like this. I'm gonna remove this as well. I don't like this. So what I did then was that I went in with the shade Narrative once again, and then I went in with the shade Honey as my deeper shade. But beautifully, both of them applies very beautifully. They are both great colors. I have absolutely nothing to complain about whatsoever. Next, I went in with this shade, which is called Adagio. I'm so sorry, I don't really know how to pronounce that, which is a dark, deep, rich brown shade. So I went in with that in my outer corner, and then my inner corner, blended them together because I wanted to do an halo eye, and then I wanted to blend this out, and I could not get it to blend out. The deeper shade did not want to blend out. It became again very patchy, but also the shade just kind of wisped away. But it still sat there, but the majority of the shade wisped away where I originally placed the shade, and then it kind of just stuck there. I was so confused. I was like, you know what? No, I don't want to do this anymore. If you're not really in focus, then I'm really sorry, but I'm just gonna show you guys what I mean. The shadow won't blend here. Guys, I just can't do this today. I'm so freaking frustrated. This is like my third time. I am just gonna give this palette a break. I don't really know what to do, so I'm just gonna give this a break and then I'll come back. So I got so frustrated that I actually did not wipe away my makeup. I just sat down, dipped into another palette. I actually dipped into this palette. This is the Revolution Pro Nath something palette. It's really cool actually. It looks like this, but this is like a warm neutral palette. It has some cool tone shades in it actually, so it's maybe not just a warm tone palette, but overall it's like a very, very warm palette with some cool tones in it. And I did not do this on camera or anything. They all blended out beautifully, so there's nothing wrong with my base. The base that I'm using is the Milani eyeshadow primer. I don't set it, but it's not tacky. That base is kind of drying itself down, if that makes any sense. So today I sat down and I did this makeup on camera, so I thought that we would hop into this little tutorial. Why is the light so, like, this bugs me so much? I don't really know. I'm so sorry about the light. I have no idea what is up with the light. But anyway, I went in and applied this makeup. This is not a tutorial. I just want to show you guys how the shades actually performs and how they apply a little bit more in depth. So you can see for yourself, if you like it and you think that it looks good, then you can go ahead and make a educated decision if you want this palette or not. I don't recommend it, but you shouldn't take my word for it, as I said. So anyway, I'm going to hop into the tutorial part, and then in the end of the video I thought that I would let you guys know a little bit more about some issues and some pros and cons about this palette that I have figured out throughout my time of using it. So I thought that I would go in with the blue shade first. I'm not gonna go in with any transition shade, nothing like that. I'm gonna pack it on and then I'm gonna try and blend it out, and I'm gonna see if we do get that like grayish line that I got yesterday. I am going to pat this on. As I always do with color, I pat it in. So now I'm gonna take a clean brush. As you can see, there's not anything on this. This is the Sigma E38 brush. And I am just going to start by blending the edges out. I don't know why it's turning out to be this shade when I blend it out. I mean, you would think that if you blend out a shade like this, it would turn into a lighter blue, but it turns out like a grayish, almost like a blackish something. I don't like this at all. I am just going to pack this on. Again, I'm gonna try and blend it out, and then we can move on to another shade. And you also see that it doesn't really want to blend out evenly, like right here. It just turns into this like muddy mess. I just don't know what that is about. I've never had anything be like this before. So now I'm gonna dip into the shade Zodiac, which is this very, very dark navy blue. And first and foremost, I'm just gonna place this in my outer corner. This is only to put the shadow down, and then I'm gonna try and blend it out. And as you can see, I did get a little bit of fallout, but fallout doesn't really bother me. I'm just gonna start and blend this out. So you say, so I play, I don't love you anyway. I think that this blended out pretty neat and very quick, very easily and very, very quickly. But I did drag it up a little bit too high. That's my fault. But here, same thing. It doesn't want to blend here. I'm trying to like get the color to really like get up in here. like in this area, but it just doesn't want to do that. I did this eye off camera. I usually always do that, like I do one eye on camera and then I go and do the other eye off camera, so I'll save some time. But this eye is so patchy. So I did just off camera put down a glitter glue because I'm gonna use the shade Subliminal. There's nothing wrong with the shimmers. Now, I haven't used everyone, but I don't feel like there's anything wrong with the shimmers except for this duochrome. So let's just go and put it on. And now I'm going in with the shade Marionelle, just to stamp over right here. As you can see, it turns out to this beautiful blue if you just stamp it on, but it is when you try and like blend it out, it just doesn't really perform. Since I don't want this video to be too long, I'm gonna do my makeup off camera and then come back so we can do the under eyes, and we'll try something different and see how that performs. Okay, so as you can see, the look changed a bit, but this is not a tutorial. This is just a demo to show you guys how the shade performs, and I just didn't really like the bronze and the blue. Like, yes, it was pretty, but it wasn't what I was going for. So what I did was that I went in with the shade Craving, which is this purple one just off top, and then I went in with a mix of the Pixi Liquid Fairy Lights in the shade, ooh, here it is, in the shade Crystalline, or I don't know, and then this H&M Glitter Eye Mascara Liner in the shade Nebula. So I just did a little mix and I applied them on top. So naturally, I wouldn't really do this under my eyes, but today I'm actually gonna use the cranberry shades to see how they kind of blend out under the eyes and see how they perform. So I'm trying to do like a really blown out under eye. So I'm gonna start off with the shade Opera. So of course I'm just tapping my brush off, and then as as always, I hate doing this on camera, but okay, let me just see how to do this. So I'm just gonna apply this under my eyes, as I said. So again, I'm gonna take this Morphe brush and I'm just going to try and like blend this out. I will, however, say that I feel like blending out on my lid and is a little bit different than blending out under my eyes, but yeah. Lite mer. Vill du också vara med? So I don't think that this applied patchy at all, but I will go in with the shade Berry Bite as well. And I'm gonna apply this just a little bit lower, like right here perhaps. Ooh, wrong brush. And then I'm just going to blend this out with a brush.
I've been feeling so small. Watch the clock ticking off the wall. But tonight I'm letting it go.
Okay, I don't think that this looks patchy, but I will do the opposite on this eye. So I'm taking the shade Berry Bite that we used second, and I'm just going to blend this. First, I'm just gonna stamp this in right here.
It's just what I do when I'm out, so try.
So I'm taking this brush again and just blending this out. We need to get this a little bit further down, so I'm taking a little bit more on my brush. As I said, this is gonna be a very like smoked out eye. Okay, I don't think that this looks patchy either. So now I'm just gonna take this one and I'm gonna take the shade Opera, which was the darker one. And I am just going to stamp this on under my eye.
Lay my troubles we rest.
I don't know if it is like the difference that I went in with the shades a little bit differently, but I do prefer this eye. So I'm just gonna fix this eye and then I will be back. So I've been trying to get my settings correctly. I don't know what's up with my camera right now. I'm just so over this. So I'm just gonna continue, but this is what it looks like. As I said, this is not a tutorial. I'm actually going out later, so I just wanted to apply the glitter and look a little bit pretty. I'm just going out for a second, like I'm not going out clubbing or anything. I always think about that when people say like, I'm going out clubbing. I don't know. Let's see, I did make some notes because I have a very messy head and I have a very scattered head. So I forget a lot of things. So, okay, something I do want to note is that I think that I do believe in a way that all of the shimmers are good. Now, granted, I haven't tried every one of the shimmers, but I don't see why I would have any problem with any of these shimmers actually. So I think that the shimmers are great. Like this is really beautiful. It's just not really my typical shade, this bronzer shade, but the formula and the quality of it is really beautiful. The same with like these two. This one, this has me going insane. It applies beautifully, the formula, like it applies so beautifully and everything, but the formula is just so strange. Also, the Berry Bite shade gets in this one and then the blue one gets in this one, so you kind of have to remove that. I don't know if it's just me that I'm a little bit messier with my palettes. If you are not, then that would not be a problem for you, but if you are like me and you feel like that would be a problem, then I have mentioned it anyway. This is so strange to me because when I look at this, I don't think of it as a blue with a black base. It doesn't look like it. It doesn't swatch like it. It doesn't, but it blends out like it, you know? It blends out like it is a lot of black or gray in it, and I don't see why that is. I just don't understand it. And keep in mind that some of these shades are pressed pigments, and if you are known to my channel, you guys know that I love pressed pigments. Like Subculture is one of my favorite palettes of all time. I love a lot of pressed pigments, so I don't usually have problems blending out shades like this, but this palette had me so, like, if I wasn't really concerned about my hair, I would just rip it out because I was like so annoyed. If I were a cartoon, you would see like smoke going out of my ears because I was so annoyed by it. This is also something that is really strange to me because it happened right now as well. Just took my flashlight and checked. But I went to Nabla's website right now just to see, and some of these shades are described as super mattes. So Berry Bite and Opera are two of them, but when you take the flashlight, oh my god. When you take the flashlight and you look at your shadows, you will see that they contain glitter. Like not big chunks of glitter, but they do contain like small glitter specks. This has happened to me both times. Let me see if that is the same with the blue. No. Okay, they describe Marionelle as Marionelle blue. I don't know what that is. I need to just take this and kind of... Do you see what I mean? I hope you can see what I mean, but when you kind of blend it out, you know, when you just swatch it, you get this beautiful bright blue shade, but when you try and like blend it out, you get this gray blue patch, and I just don't like it at all. I feel like the mattes doesn't really blend that well. I don't really see where the shimmers get. Like when I swatch the berry shades, I don't get where the glitter is coming from. Finally, I do want to say that I feel like the blue shade is getting darker by the minute. I feel like it's getting patchier by the minute. I am going to zoom you guys in just so you can see how it looks right here in the outer corner. Look here. This is where I mean, like this patch. It's getting super patchy. It's getting super dark. not like a light blue shade. It's the same way here. I feel like it just gets darker and darker and I don't like it. So I'm just gonna do a quick little rundown. I'm going to tell you guys which shade I like that I have tried. Just side note, I like all of the shimmers. I don't have any problems with the shimmers except for the duochrome that I've already talked about. But I'm just gonna talk about the mattes. I don't like Sen. No, I do like Sen, I mean. I like Sen, I like Narrative, and I like Honey. The ones that I don't like is this one in particular. This is the worst blue shade I have ever worked with. Ever. Zodiac, Adagio, and then these two I am still skeptical of. I need to try them out more off camera. I tried to include them in today's video, but I think that today they performed well. So I need to use them off camera. I need to use them more just to see what I think about them. But for now, I am skeptical towards them, but I haven't made up my mind yet. So I just wanted to say that. So there's a lot of shades in this palette that I just don't think are good, which is insane. I would not recommend this, not for anyone. I don't think that it's good. I don't think that you should go ahead and purchase this. And I think that this is, quality-wise, one of the worst palettes that I have tried this year. I really hope that you enjoyed this little video. I just wanted to throw this out there so you guys know what my feelings towards this palette is, so you can make a smart and educated decision, as I've said like 1,000 times. So I really hope that you enjoyed and appreciated this palette. Give me a thumbs up if you did. If you didn't like the palette, if you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, please feel free to thumbs the video down. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow with a video. I don't know which one, but I'll see you then. Bye!